Randy Hartnell is a fish dealer. So he knows that a typical merchant sells both expensive salmon caught in the wild, and also relatively cheap salmon harvested from fish farms. He also knows that it's easy to switch the farmed fish for the wild version. The two appear nearly identical, and even expert chefs find it difficult to detect the difference through taste. So, you have a switch which is easy to make, hard to detect, and also lucrative. Putting that together, Hartnell came to suspect there may well be some dishonest fish switching going on among his competitors. When he investigated at the Fulton Fish Market in Lower Manhattan, what he found was startling. The switching was so common that some dealers didn't even bother to deny that the fish they were selling as wild had actually come from a farm. This led to a New York Times story. Using sophisticated chemical tests, the Times confirmed that at 6 of 8 places sampled, fish being sold as wild for about $30 per pound was actually farmed salmon, which typically costs only about $10 the pound. Finally, there are at least two scenes of conflict here. One involves ethics and business culture, the other involves compliance. The conflict in ethics and business culture sets Hartnell on one side, against those merchants who switch fish on the other. Hartnell represents an ethics and culture that values transparency and honesty. Therefore he adheres to the principle that the fish ought to be sold under the proper label, even when consumers have no way to detect the difference. The fish switchers represent an ethics and culture that values practical results. As they see it, they can increase their profit, without harming anybody. And they can keep going, as long as consumers who pay for wild fish have no way to discover that they've been misled. The other scene of conflict involves compliance. It sets managers in offices against workers on the street. Here, the assumption is that the managers wearing suits and formal skirts promote honesty in the workplace. But, the employees in stained shirts and dirty jeans who man the stalls in the fish market, they pay little attention to the directives. Far away from the clean desks where the executives sit, the guys doing the heavy work see a chance to grab a little extra money for themselves, and go for it. More, since they're making an extra $20 per pound, they're able to not only keep some cash, they can also drop a few dollars into the register, boost the business profits, and keep the bosses happy too. So, the tension here is not between one and another business culture. It's between a business culture espoused in an office building, and compliance with that culture where business actually happens, out near the docks.